Good morning, you lovely people. It's Alex from ASC. Snap on Tuesday, on a Wednesday, standard. Couple of things to talk about today. I've got to answer some questions because a few of you sent me some, messages and whatnot. First off, let's touch on the Snap-on stuff. So the last video about, raising the question, was Snap-on losing their quality? Well, it kind of found its way to the right people. What basically happened, I spoke to Jody yesterday, obviously discussing the epics, and sales and marketing have been in touch. Bit concerned, Jody, we've seen a video on the internet. Anyway, so what has transpired is wheels are in motion, okay? The video was never meant as a clickbait or anything like that, do you know what I mean? It was just me voicing my opinion, seeing what's what, and you passionate, lovely people, you send me, comments, thoughts, which is kind of nice because I like seeing everyone else's opinion on it. But of course, you get the odd one or two. But some sensible ones, some, flippant comments. But the main focus is, I am still a Snap-on superfan. That won't change. So it's not me hating on the brand at all. It's just me expressing my concern that something I love, if I had the chance, I should voice my opinion to say that something's not quite right. And if it can be fixed, it can be fixed, which is good. So Snap-on got in touch. They've been in touch with Jody. The job yesterday was basically to swap the drawers from this one into the new one and see if the drawer carcass was shifted. That was put down in the comments that somebody said that their box had the same issue, and they fixed it by swapping a drawer out. One thing I have done, which on my last video, I kind of tried showing you something and I didn't realise that I didn't quite have the camera pointed at what I was talking about. So I only caught it briefly at the end. So I'm going to explain a little bit more. Now, when the boxes came, this one was full of tools. This one was empty. Now, there is no official Mr. Epic. Obviously, I'm coining that phrase. But they do a Mr. Big, which is, two lowercase boxes fixed together. Now, when they were delivered, the first one obviously was full of tools, the second one wasn't. And underneath, so I'm going to show you this, but I'm going to watch my camera because I'm going to try and keep everything in sight so you can see what I'm talking about. So there is no official way to mount these epics together. But what we did see is, I'm just going to focus in on it there. Can you see that hole there? And there's another one over the back there, where the torch is shining. So what we did do originally was we put two bolts through it and nutted the box, bolt and nutted the boxes together so that they would be fixed, so that when I move them around, I put some foam in between the boxes, like some really thin foam, just to stop the painted surfaces rubbing together, because I wanted the unit to be as one. Now, what I did do yesterday is, while me and Jody were discussing, what's going to happen with these boxes, I thought, do you know what, for shits and giggles, let's just unbolt them together and see what happens. The holes underneath don't line up at all. They're slightly out. So I kind of figured to Jody, I suddenly had this thought, do you know what, we bolted them together, maybe that's causing an issue. Maybe the box is twisting because of the bolts underneath. So we unbolt them. So although the brakes are on both the boxes, they are now technically not together. They're, you can wheel one round without the other. What it did do was it actually brought the top more in line. So there is still, just show you there so you can get like a proper view on it. So there is still a definite gap. This one is still definitely further forward than this one. But it then kicked the bottom of the box out. So this trim here is actually further out than this one. Can you see that little edge in there? Just give you a better view, there we go. So this one is slightly sticking out than this one. So in actual fact, it kind of did level out the box a little bit. It pulled the top bit in, but then it kicked the bottom out. So there is still an underlying issue about, you know, now we've got the joyous thing of which one is actually correct. You know, this one obviously has an issue inside here, with this just bouncing and not actually sitting properly. And I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to watch the video so I can see that you can see it. Right, there we go. So you'll see at the very top, just in there above my finger, there's actually a stain. Now that's where that latch is smashing into, and it's not actually going under the location thing. So I feel that this kind of fin all the way down here inside the box in this carcass is actually either welded in the wrong place or it's twisted, because the drawer doesn't, it won't allow it to shut. Excuse me, still ill. So we've resolved something, but it's still not right. And it's also added another question, as in, now which box is correct? Anyway, Snap-on are true to their word. You know, they're a massive company. You know, they're a big corporate. And I say the last video was not meant to be like I'm slagging them off kind of thing. You know, I am a super fan. I love Snap-on equipment. When you walk into a garage and you see stuff like this, as the comments have, you know, have come to prove, you do stand there and think, cool, do you know what I mean? Massive toolbox. Every bloke with a missus that I've ever had through the door, the first thing they've latched onto is, you know, all the stuff around here, the pool table, the supercar in the corner, you know, the toolboxes. It kind of goes hand in hand. It's what gives that good impression. And I am a super fan, and I'm not slugging off the brand. Snap-on will sort this out. It's not like they've dropped this nugget on me and I'm left to deal with it. It will get fixed, and they are on the ball. So in that respect, you know, don't I appreciate your comments, I really do, and I love the fact that you're so passionate about it, but obviously don't jump on and, you know, try and slag Snap-on off. There is an issue, you know, it's life. There will always be an issue with companies, there will always be problems, and it's how a company deals with that problem that makes the company their kind of dose of salts, if you know what I mean. So everyone will have an issue. If you turn your back away from it and just walk away, that's when it makes you a bad person or a bad company. If you actually deal with it, that's the way to go. And Snap-on are on the case. So at the minute, we are looking at potentially 1 box, 2 box, I don't know. They are definitely going to swap 1 box out. The powers that be have it's gone up the food chain. So the people that need to know about this, and they are, you know, at the end of the day, it's their flagship box. They need to be concerned about it, and they are concerned about it, and they're trying to sort it out. So, you know, let's not get into the whole hate Snap-on post. They are on the case. They are doing something about it, and we will have resolve shortly. The only downside, I guess, is it takes so long for the purple to come, because it's, you know, the paint runs are only like, I think, 2 a year. So we may be waiting a little bit, but it'll get sorted. It'll get sorted. So this is a bit of a talky video. I'll show you some bits and bobs in a bit. Basically, a couple of questions I had. How did I get into this business? How did I get into this game? Oddly enough, I started in life as a little ute in school. Hated school, not wait to leave. And when I left, all my mates were going to college, and I was like, I don't know what to do. What do I do? What do I like? You know, I'm kind of in that space. I actually went to college and I trained as a chef. Qualified, left college. I worked in the business for just over a year. And it's basically people like Gordon Ramsay is the reason why I'm not a chef anymore, is because of the whole attitude, shouty, all the BS, do you know what I mean? They're master of a kitchen, they're not saving people's lives, they're not pulling operations, they're not rescuing little kids, and they walk around like they're Jesus. And I basically couldn't deal with it. I'm not a person for authority. It's not something really that I like. I don't like being told what to do, and I couldn't stand it, and I couldn't wait to leave. So I worked for a kitchen, I worked for a chef, he was an arse. Proper shouty small man. And I quit. Started messing around with car stereos. Started messing around with cars. I had a kit car when I was quite young rather than just buying something out the box. And I always liked breaking Lego and stuff like that, you know, taking things apart, seeing how they figured and come back together. So I started messing around with car stereos. Started fitting my friend's stuff. At the time I was doing a temporary job at House of Fraser, which is like a department store, but I was like out of back, so I was kind of like the assistant stores manager at the time. I was, you know, keeping the shelves stacked, the stock in the right order, things like that, just doing the heavy lifting things, you know, going out on beauticians parties, getting everyone drunk, having a good time. But yeah, so I was buying stuff from a company in Swindon at the time called Motorlec. The boss, Chris, at the time said, you know, look, we've got a job opening for an engineer. You're always buying your stuff from us. Why don't you come and work for us? So I applied, got the job, did that for a few years. Then I left, worked for various companies, Orange, Vodafone, fitting telecommunications, all in cars, tracker, towed alarms, Hyde Park Corner, Halfords for a very small stint, you know, here, there and everywhere. So I did many things in lots of different areas, which is great for my job because it's not just like, I'm not just tied to stereos. I can fit lighting, I can fit parking sensors, I can fit sat-nav, TV, you know, I can pretty much turn my hand to everything. So nice one, Dad, thanks for that. So yeah, so I'm quite good with my hands. I can kind of figure stuff out. I have a very different brain. So I look at things from an engineering perspective, not from an academic perspective. Does that make sense? And I'll give you an example. I don't read mail. I don't read letters. Cannot be bothered. If I see something with loads of writing on it, my brain instantly switches off. But if you give me something that's not working, I will try and figure it out as to say, you know, how it works, you know, why is it broken, what's what. I just, yeah, there's certain things that I wouldn't say I probably suffer from, you know, ADHD, but there's things that make my brain switch and there's things that instantly turn my brain off, like writing and all that crap, you know, reading and stuff. I really don't do it. Computers for me are a nightmare. When somebody says to me, you know, do this with a file and execute this and, you know, copy them, I can't do it. I can't do it. But you give me a car, I'll have the thing in pieces in minutes. Just the way I work. Anyway, so that's that. What else have we got to talk about? Few bits have been going on. I say the workshop last time we posted was absolutely mental. The thing has gone. The guys were very happy with it. The Land Rover the day after, that was a result. That went out very happy with it. Today we've got a few bits coming in. I've got a Honda coming in shortly for a full kicker system. I've got this little beauty in for a service and MOT. I do services as well, but I don't, you know, I don't advertise it. It's kind of friends and family because I don't want my workshop messy. Already we've had to polish the headlights because they were full of dew and kind of like a, you know, they fog up. But it's got to go in for an MOT, and the problem is the beam pattern's going to be everywhere. So we'll do a service on that. I'm not touching the inside. I don't know how people get their cars like that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I think we've, you know, the workshop's mental. I've had a busy week getting stuff done. But as far as the snap-on stuff is concerned, I love the comments. I really appreciate the input, and I like the fact that you follow. But you know, just take a pill, chill. Just, you know, don't go all to town on them because they are sorting it out. They will get it sorted. Oh, actually, there was one other thing. The VW thing that we had last week that's gone out. The guy said to me, I want some fog lights. I want some yellow fog lights. So I tracked all over eBay, places like that, for a set of fog lights for him, and ended up finding these Hella fog lights. Just stick you down while I just unwrap this. So he wants, oh, dropped you. There we go. He wanted the original kind of European look. So, like this. They're going to be mounted on the bumper eventually. I found a set online, purchased a pair, 2 switches, 2 light units, 2 bulbs, 2 fitting kits, ready for the thing. They were ordered like the first week that the thing was sort of in the workshop, so it gave me 10 days to get them in. One turned up. One. I instantly had a little bit of a freak out, and like I say about reading stuff and not reading stuff, I thought, am I going mad? Have I just been a total douche and ordered one light? So I went onto the advert on eBay that I bought from, and it said 2 lights, 2 units, and I was correct, and I screenshotted it on my phone. Messaged the guy, received 1 fog light. What am I supposed to do with 1 fog light? I ordered a pair. He basically came back to me and said, no, the advert states 1. You've only paid for 1. If you want another one, you're gonna have to pay for that too. And I was a bit like, so I went home, spoke to the missus, and basically said, I think I'm going mad. I've screenshotted the advert which we purchased, 2 lights, you know, blah blah blah, 2 kits, and they've only sent 1, and I don't understand what's going on. Anyway, she messaged eBay. She's kind of my academic side of things. We're kind of like the perfect partner. I break stuff and fix it. She reads my mail. Like little secretary, good wifey. She messaged eBay, and they turned around and said, the guy changed the advert listing 4 minutes after you messaged him to say 1. They were trying to have me on. So anyway, we've raised the case with PayPal and eBay. They've basically said to me, if I want another light, I've got to pay them 20 quid. And then the shipping. Obviously, once it comes into the country, I've then got to pay the import tax on it again twice. So all in all, the fog lights are going to cost me 160 quid when they should have been around about 80, 90, maybe something like that. So that's kind of like a bit of a bugbear. At the minute, we're not, you know, I can't finish the thing because the, well, it is gone, but I can't finish the thing properly with the lights because, you know, these guys in India are just having a bubble. Lotus stuff I haven't touched. Work's too busy, what can I say? Just trying to get it all done. But I think that's about it. If I think of anything else or I get anything else in the shop, like always, you know, I'll kind of keep you in touch and we'll discuss more on then. I didn't make any snap-on tool purchases yesterday. It was literally about, you know, paying the bills, kind of talking, figuring stuff out. You know, I say I'm not trying to get Jodie in trouble at all, but at the same time, you know, you've got to gloss over kind of the relationship thing and look at it from a buying perspective. You know, you have to have your sensible head on. You know, don't wear your heart on your sleeve. You've got to be true about it. And you know, he understands the box is not quite right, and it needs to be sorted out. So I don't think he's kind of annoyed at me, but at the same time, we need to get it sorted. But Snap-on they are doing something about it, and I think I do have another box on order, and it's coming in, and then him and his brother are gonna, you know, swap stuff over and see what gives and go from there. So for now, I will love you and leave you. I've waffled on probably long enough. What are we on? 18 minutes, good God. Right, I'm gonna go. You have a good day, and I will see you soon in the next one. Cheers guys, bye.